Hello and welcome back. This is Total OS Today, Total Technology for Beginners and Beyond. Happy Father's Day for this Sunday evening, for Sunday, June 17th. Just a casual open chat for this evening. We can talk about family, Father's Day, Linux, Windows, technology versus daddies, whatever you want. In a good way, of course. I have my friend Tim joining me again from Minnesota. He just flew in and his arms are very tired. That's an old joke. But hi, Tim.
How you doing tonight, Toss? I hope you had a great Father's Day this evening. And
Yeah,
as people join on, if you're catching this on a replay, I wish you all of you guys the same as well. Nice, relaxing day.
absolutely. I went swimming today. I overate, but I feel good now. I got my simple bottled water, got my AC running, spent some time with my son today, and all is well tonight. After you go swimming for an hour or two till you start to shrivel up like a prune, it knocks you out. It relaxes you in a good way.
Hmm.
But that swimming in that motion, like you don't feel it until later. But that's okay, because the
My
exercise is good and less stress on the joints. So, hi
my
Chuck.
wife and I are thinking of getting. My wife really wants to get one of these endless pools. A little bit smaller of a unit,
Hmm.
and I think I think the footprint of them is roughly about 12 or 14 foot by about 16 foot long,
Okay.
and it's got jet jets in it that
Hmm.
creates a current. So you swim against a current.
Ah. Okay.
And some of the fancier ones have treadmills on the bottom, stuff like that. And I think they're about 4 and a half, 5 feet deep.
Okay.
So we're looking
Yeah.
at maybe getting one of those. And probably going to be something that I will utilize a little bit more because the older we get, the less impact exercise we do, the better off.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when I went to the Cleveland Clinic some years ago, they said the best exercise is swimming because of the less pressure on the joints. I had damaged my back about 2011, and I was in therapy for a year. It seemed like my progress was slow, so I went to the clinic, went to a specialist. He said, we recommend the conservative approach here. Keep doing what you're doing, but you need to add swimming. If anything, just walking fast in the water, like a range of motion, and light jogging. I wasn't ready for the light jog because I felt pain, but the doctor was right. He says, you do this for 3 months. Here's some pain pills if you need, but you do this for 3 months. If you don't feel better, call me. Well, guess what? It's the Cleveland Clinic. He knows what he was talking about. I felt better in 3 months. It took over a year to get pulled back to normal after damaging my back, but I have to be careful. I got to be careful not to get hurt again, how I lift, the kind of chair that I buy, and I'm due for a new chair and all that. But obviously, the right doctors helps.
Mhm.
But Ray, hi, welcome, happy Father's Day, dad of two. Wow, congratulations. Hope
Awesome.
all is well. I know Keegan, you have a child or two. Chuck, I don't know. Do you have a father? I mean, a father. Do you have father and or kids? Um, that is, still around your dad or whatever.
Really
Um,
stinks when guys like us get over the age of 35, doesn't it?
yeah.
37, 38, things that start going downhill.
Well, you know what? I've done my best to avoid that, Tim. I don't know about you, but I take a couple ludes every day, man. I'm in good shape, okay? No, I'm just kidding.
There you
Just
go.
kidding. TSM, hello, welcome. You have four children, three alive. Okay. God bless all the children, right? And all the dads, of course. Um,
4 daughters, one son, and two grandkids.
that'll keep you busy, Chuck.
Dad will keep you going.
Yeah.
I've
Wow.
got 3 daughters, and across all three of those daughters, I have 8 grandchildren.
Real slippery slope, TSM, because you're 64, or is there something else going on? Just asking. I was watching a good feel-good story tonight on Dateline, a Vietnam veteran got united with a daughter that he never knew he had in Vietnam. And, I think they call them Amerasians. Hi, Daniel. And one of his kids went through a DNA search for herself. And as she dug deeper, she realized that she had a sister living still in Ho Chi Minh City or somewhere in Vietnam that they never knew. And this Vietnam vet, he says he has to do the right thing. He went to visit the family there. Of course, it's human nature to shed tears of joy, sorrow, but he did the right thing. He went to the consulate, and now his family from there that he never knew is gonna live here in the States. So
Well,
good for him. Good for him.
awesome deal.
Good for him. That's a feel-good story that we need nowadays, considering what's going on. But I saw that show from 7 to 8 this evening. Nice. It was a good feel-good story. And my son saw it too. So
Good deal.
stories like that, yeah, it kind of lifts you up, spiritually. So
Wife and I have pretty much between the two meals that we had today, we've been pretty much watching the same thing all day. There's a marathon of Monk on, I think, like WeTV or something like that. We've had Monk on all day. I haven't even watched any news.
watch Monk.
No.
I used to watch religiously Burn Notice because it
Good
was
show.
shot. Yeah, excellent show, well done. See, that was one of those shows where it was somewhat based on reality. They actually had anonymously a real secret agent on there, as it were, who would give them his technical expertise on how to write the scripts on how a real spy would try to help people. And the show's premise, you saw, was based on a guy, an American worker, a spy who's been burned. I mean, he's been fired for no apparent reason, but uses his skills as a spy, kind of like an American James Bond almost, to help people who have nowhere else to turn for help or for justice. And along the way, he narrates how he gets things done. Wonderful series. Who knows how many, Good Samaritans are out there doing something like that or something remotely like that and want no praise or glory for it. But that's why I enjoyed the show. A guy who has it here in his head, been trained, but yet he helps people, out. Even if they have no money, he just does the right thing. So it was a wonderful series. It lasted about 7 years. I thought they would have brought it back or done a Burn Notice movie, but I'm surprised that they haven't. I mean, I have the tagline, Burn Notice, feel the burn. But anyway. But the writer says, yeah, if he got paid to write the story or got green lit, as they say in Hollywood, he would gladly write the story and hire all the actors. But I don't know. The show ended in 2013, I believe, on a somewhat bittersweet ending. But anyway, that was the TV series Burn Notice. So, and on that show, they had a '72 Dodge Black Charger.
Charger. Yep.
Ah, beautiful car. I think they blew it up half a dozen times and it kept getting resurrected. Who knows? They probably had 2 or 3 of those, but anyway.
Kind of
nice.
like the Dukes of Hazzard back in the 70s and 80s. They wrecked how many Dodge Chargers?
Well, the Knight Rider show with the Trans Am, they had like half a dozen because when they did those turbo jumps, if you look carefully, sometimes it didn't show, but when the car landed, you can see the back of the frame just bending and cracking, So they had another one ready to go, But there's a car, Kit, Knight Industries 2. Somebody in Ohio built an exact replica. It cost them quite a bit. It's a beautiful replica of Knight Rider. All the gadgets and everything inside. It's beautiful. Check it out. He's on YouTube.
Jay Leno, I don't know if you followed Jay Leno at all. He's got his Jay Leno's Garage show.
Yeah.
On, I think it's on CNBC or something. But he has a YouTube channel that he does things on as well outside of his primetime TV show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think last month or two he had some guys on, and Ohio, for some reason this strikes a chord with me that these two guys had an actual TV show car, one of the Kit cars. And they were talking about it. It was pretty interesting interview.
Nice. Chuck says Burn Notice was great. Agatha Christie's Poirot. I did not see that. The IT Crowd was I don't recall that one either. But okay.
Agatha Christie's Perot. That was um, correct me if I'm wrong, Chuck, but I think that aired on PBS, on public broadcasting, for a number of years. A lot of years. I think it was on the air a heck of a lot longer than Burn Notice or even Monk was.
Daniel, I remember The Fall Guy with Lee Majors.
Lee Majors.
$6 million man. Now they're making the $6 billion man.
Really?
Yeah, with I think with what's his name? Mark Wahlberger, if I'm not mistaken. And the way things are going in Congress, next year it'll be the $6 trillion man.
$1 trillion man.
And the next year it'll be the man that says forget about it. So,
you know, one of the TV shows my wife and I like watching older sitcoms and stuff.
yes.
And some of the best shows were some of those ones from back. I love Gunsmoke. For whatever reason, I never watched it a lot
Okay.
growing up, but now during the day, if I'm doing something and it's on, I love watching it. But one of the shows that I absolutely love is All in the Family. For whatever reason,
Oh wow, Archie
just-
Bunker. Yeah, I remember that as a kid. Yeah.
no way they could make that show nowadays. I don't think they would be able to.
They'd have to
But-
tweak it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, they'd have to tweak it big
Yeah.
time. That Barney Miller as well. We watched Barney Miller here the
Yeah,
other
that
night.
was shot in New York, yeah.
Yep, that
I
was
love the
another-
theme. Dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun, dun, dun. It had a nice guitar solo in there. I
Yep,
remember that.
bass opening. Yep,
I liked the Welcome Back, Kotter. Welcome back. Da-da. That made
I
John
know-
Travolta famous before Saturday Night Live.
was Welcome Back, Cotter? Was that set in New York
Kaplan.
as well?
Is that in New York? Yeah, at a high school. Yeah, that was-
WKRP TSM that said WKRP.
Yeah, that was Cincinnati, I think. Yeah,
That's- yeah.
sure. Great
If you take
classic
if you take the call letters, it pretty much spells out W crap. I don't think
Exactly.
I don't think many people caught that when it was on.
Take out WKK crap. Okay.
Yep.
Chuck, I don't forget Heather Thomas. No, I don't. Who can forget Charlie's Angels, right?
I saw that on the other day, and I almost I have two older sisters. One's
Yeah.
9 years older than me, and the other one's 10 years older than me, and they used
Yeah.
to watch that show. So I got stuck having to watch it.
Okay.
So it was on, and it was like, maybe I should turn that on, but it was like a half hour away, and I forgot about it. So I wasn't too disappointed.
Sure. There was Alice was another one.
Yep.
Who could forget Carol Burnett? The dumbest, silliest, skits that
Yep.
she
My
did.
wife
Yeah.
is absolutely loves Carol Burnett.
Dean
Loves
Martin roasts, classic. Even today, they're fun to watch. Happy Days, yeah, remember that. Laverne and Shirley. Joni Loves Chachi. Didn't quite work out, but
Oh,
it was
yeah.
it was a simpler time, before cell phones and social trolls. It was a simpler time,
Yep.
If you had something to say good or bad, you said it to the person's face and not hiding behind a mic or a camera, But
MASH. Chuck this said MASH. You know what? I have to say this. Of all sitcoms from the 70s and 80s, MASH is number one with me. MASH is number one. Absolutely love that show.
They should make a TV series. I'm not sure how you could flesh out the stories featuring Linux. I'm not sure what the plot would be or the antagonist and protagonist, but I think the time is right. If you want to give the Linux desktop a Linux more exposure, you can have a show.
See if we can figure out a plot. Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Gilligan's Island. It would have the same plot line this about every show. You know
Hey
what
man, I
mean?
got a bug in my system. Can you
I
fix
got
it?
a bug in my
Okay.
system. So you try to fix it.
Right.
Your
Right.
system goes to hell. You
Yeah.
have a kernel panic, and then what do? You distro hop, and then after you distro hop, you find out that the distro that you hop to has some stupid thing in it that just won't work with your hardware.
Yeah.
And then at the end of every show, this shows one of us sitting at our desk with a frying pan, hitting ourselves in the head.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. God, Arch. No, I'm
Yep.
just kidding. Gen 2. Just a thought. I don't watch that much show. I'll watch Ancient Aliens, the show on Tesla, the life
Mhm.
of Tesla. Amazing. He was 100 years ahead of his time. 100 years ago, But Blacklist, history stuff here and there. But I don't watch it. There's just not much on there for me to look at.
I've
I
been
mean, the
watching
only
a lot of documentaries about organized crime. You know, the
okay.
mafia, the five families in New York, Cleveland mob, and stuff like that. I've been watching a lot. In fact, I've been watching those on and off for about a year now. They're
Okay.
just enjoyable, and
Nice. Yeah, it's good stuff. Some of those documentaries. Daniel says going to the hop, but going hopping, hop. Oh, what was that? So going hopping, American Bandstand, going to the distro hop. Right.
yep,
That could be the title of the show. On this episode of the distro hop, see Toss and DT go nuts trying to figure out which is the most unstable Linux distro.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
That'd be about it.
that could be a half
D,
hour show.
DT sitting at the
Yeah.
DT sitting at the desk,
Yeah.
banging his
Yeah.
head against the monitor, and
Wait.
tosses up.
I have the
Tosses out.
premiere. Mate and meatballs. That would be the
Yep.
pilot
I,
episode.
I was just gonna say, tosses out in the kitchen making some meatballs.
That's right. Mate and meatballs. See. Captive is a pretty good series. I'm not familiar with Captive.
You know, that's one thing I haven't gotten into very much are any of the series on Netflix. My wife and a friend of ours have gotten into um, three or four different ones on there. A couple of, well, I think they're all pretty much comedies, and I've caught bits and pieces of them, and they aren't so bad.
Hmm.
But I there's this something with me is this the latest sitcom, which I never watched it when it was on the air. I've been watching it in syndication. Is Two and a Half Men,
Oh,
and,
that show was ahead of its. That's
and
hilarious.
that
Hilarious. Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, the way that
Yeah.
that show
Yeah.
was, just the writing for that show, the characters were great. It's too bad Charlie Sheen kind of went off the nut a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Even when they brought the new Ashton Kushner on,
Not the same.
not the same, but it wasn't bad.
Right.
I'm surprised
Right.
it survived for as long as it did after they had to write
10
one
years.
character out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But
It's
I can't get into any other shows. For
It's
whatever
tough. I
reason.
took screenwriting classes in college. It is tough to write good scripts, let alone write them week after week, let
Yeah.
alone a movie or movies or sequels. I call it tight writing, meaning there is no wasted lines or wasted motion or scenes in a script, a TV series or a movie. Um, Two and a Half Men did good with tight writing. Very few
Yep.
scenes or lines were throwaways. It's one of those things. If you sneeze, you may have missed a good joke or something.
Yep.
So they
Yep.
squeezed a lot in that half-hour show. So either you fail or you flunk in that quick. Movies there's a little more leeway because an hour and a half, 2 hours or longer, but it's also harder, because you have to keep the audience attention for that length of time. And it's tough. It is tough to have a premise, a log line, a plot, and get the audience. Now, some movies succeed. The Godfather, parts one
Yep.
and two, was great. Schindler's List, A Few Good Men. I enjoyed the very, very first Superman in '77. I thought it was well done for a new series on Superman. Hi, English Bob. But yeah, tight, good scripts. That's why a lot of movies today suck. Just the writing, it's just not. I don't sit there thinking, wow, I never thought of that, or why I wonder if that could happen in real life, or oh wow, you know what I mean? It's and none of this Marvel Superman versus Godzilla, and enough of that. That's fun to
Mhm.
watch after a few, but geez, tell me a good story. And it is just hard. Hollywood produces between 5 and 600 movies a year. That's mainstream Hollywood. And out of the 600, maybe 10% or less are really good,
Yep.
and even less than that are Oscar worthy.
Mhm.
That's why I don't waste my time or money going to. It's the same old crap.
Yep.
You know, um, I thought the reboot of Superman, Man of Steel, was okay. It got my attention. I guess they're going to make a sequel. But you got to be careful with sequels because if you rehash old stuff,
Yep.
I think the Alien franchise. I think it's time for a fresh director. I love Ridley Scott, but both sequels, Prometheus and Covenant, didn't really, get my attention. It just didn't. They
I
look
gener-
great. The visually, they're awesome, but story, yeah.
Generally for me, I just for whatever we talked about this a while ago. So far as movies that I've seen in the movie theater, if I go backwards, we went and brought some of the grandkids to Isle of Dogs here about a month ago, month
Hmm.
and a half ago.
Yeah.
Not impressed whatsoever. Prior to that, I brought my daughter, my 24-year-old daughter, when she was really young. I brought her to see Shrek 2,
Mm.
which that would have been in about 2001 or something. I can't remember when these shows came out. And then prior to that, I saw Basic Instinct and Lethal
Mm.
Weapon 2.
Hmm.
So seriously, within that would be roughly 30 years, just a hair under 30 years, I've stepped foot into a movie theater 4 times.
It's it's kind of disappointing and disheartening because you I like to go. I like to go with family or friends, be with it with the crowd, enjoy the environment, grab some popcorn, whatever. But if the movie just sucks, it just deflates everything, you know. Um, very, the last Oscars, there were some very good movies. I saw Darkest Hour about Winston Churchill, very well written. But the movie that won Best Oscar was The Shape of Water, a fantasy set in '63 about a woman who falls in love with a half man, half fish and makes love to him. Like, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Where the
And the
hell did
movie,
some of the storylines come?
are you kidding me? I mean, it was somewhat tastefully done,
Yeah.
and the soundtrack won Best Score. I'm like, the soundtrack's okay, but it's not memorable.
Nope.
So I didn't get that. I think Darkest Hour should have won. But hey, what do
English
I
Bob
know?
said, "Yeah, looking forward to sleepless while distro hopping. Sure to be a big one."
Yeah, yeah. Sleepless While Distro Hopping. That's a great title for a TV series, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you do enough distro hopping and enough crashes, installs and reinstalls, it'll wear you out, Bob. Yeah.
Last night when we were on, I said, tomorrow I may just download MIT 19 and throw it on
Yeah,
my
go
main,
ahead.
main
Throw it on the
machine.
Barbie. Put some,
Today
pickles.
my wife was saying, it was kind of Father's Day, so it's kind of whatever you want to do today type of thing. And I got caught up on some reading, watched some TV. We ate out twice tonight or today, so I was completely overstuffed. But I sat down at my computer this morning. I got up to watch the finish of the Le Mans race in France, and I was sitting here looking at the list in DistroWatch,
Hmm.
going, is there anything that really this strikes me that I haven't played with in a long time? Just give her a shot. And then I started thinking, we're gonna go out to brunch. So between now and brunch, I'm gonna fight to get this. I'm not gonna have to fight reasonably, but I'm gonna get this distro on. Then I got to download my specific apps that I like using. Then I got to do
It's
this.
a lot of
Then I got to
work.
do that, and it's like, I just don't feel like doing that today. So
I feel that way. I mean, I do it because I have to, but I have pretty much, it's not as bad because I got most of the apps memorized what I need and then I stop unless I want to test something.
mhm.
Obviously Simple Screen Recorder. Of course, Google Hangouts is great. I don't have to download anything. OBS, I download, Caden Live, the stuff that I need to do what I got to do for this. But it's not as bad because once I do these by repetition, it is like, oh, gee, what am I missing? Now I already know what I need. It's just the
Yep.
time involved.
Yep. Yeah, for
But
me, it's the
it's
type of deal where I know exactly what I'm going to
yeah,
put on.
right,
Once I
right.
put it on, I know what apps I have to add. In fact,
Um,
I'm even at the point where I understand which apps, if it's a 1604 base or an 1804 base, which ones are in the repos and which ones I have to go out and grab the package for.
yeah.
So, but it's
Um,
the time, no matter how well orchestrated I do an install on a machine with an SSD on this
yeah.
specific machine, little bit
Yes.
quicker, so I cut that down. But just going through the steps of it, hell, you can't do it in less than an
Yeah.
hour and a half or so for me.
It's not as bad as Windows in terms of the, but it's still time consuming. That's why I just don't D-Shirt. That's one of it because it's like I got to reinstall. No, I think I'm good with what I have. Thank you. You know. Now,
EB
I don't
says,
mind testing it. You know, but yeah.
yep. EB says he's back on plain Ubuntu 1804. Looks like Steve.
Cool. Yeah. Getting back to the movie things we talked about, it's so disappointing. EB, I run Ubuntu Mate now, and my backup machine I have Linux Mint 19, and my ThinkPad, which would be my other backup, that is Linux Mint. What is it? Linux Mint Cinnamon 18.3. Getting back to the movie thing real quick, and why it's so disappointing. The originality is not there. I know we talked about my dad's movie. It's never been done before, so, but that's original. It doesn't mean the movie's going to be a hit. I'm just saying it's original. It might have a shot, you know. But something original would be something. Okay, here's something just top of my head. Maybe this sounds absurd. Let's do another Godzilla prequel, sequel, but make it a comedy. Comedy. Mexicans versus Godzilla. I'm just top of my head. So you could have these guys talking, hey man, Godzilla's here, man. What are you gonna do, Pedro, man? You know, and just have them go through the motions, you know, but make it a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, top of my head, it may not sound funny, but in the hands of a good writer, I would pay to see that because it's never been done before, you know. Just a thought. It's just a thought. But against the originality and the script writing, that tends to fall short, and that's why movies flop.
Yep.
You know, I guess Solo, Star Wars, one guy cracked. I guess the revenue was so low, you know. But anyway, hi DT, how are you? So I probably would not go see Solo. I was talking to my boy. He wants to see Mission Impossible. All of them are good. All the Mission Impossibles are good. So we'll go see that.
EB's on his way to work.
Okay. You must be mad. Well, you're always mad. Just kidding, EB. I'm just kidding. Much love to you, mate.
He had to have laughed at that. He
Yeah.
had to have laughed at that.
EB, such a fine old chap. Hey, DT, you want to join us for this Father's Day edition of Open Chat? I'll send you a link. You can join if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you better join us so we'll break your knees.
It's 9 o'clock Central Time. DT's probably just settling for dinner and a beer now.
Yeah, he's grabbing his
Mate and meatball.
mate and meatballs. Hello, Penguin Pacific. What's happening? Before I forget, I want to thank those of you who contribute to the channel with PayPal and Patreon. Thank you. Join the community and help us change the future. Why not, right?
Steve, what time are you going to be doing stream your time today? If you haven't dove off yet. Oh, Distro 2's having a latte. Yeah, gumbo this evening.
Well, I had nothing really anything major. Some homemade lasagna, chicken roast, homemade dessert, salad. I forgot ice cream. I knew I forgot some today. Some homemade bread, garlic bread. You know, the usual mundane Italian stuff. You know, man, it was good. It was good.
When you cook at home, how often do you cook Italian food as compared to just plain old run-of-the-mill dinner food?
It varies. It depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes I just don't want to make a mess. I'll throw stuff in the microwave.
Gotcha.
Like one of my favorite dishes is to chop up squash and zucchini. Chop it up, a little water in a dish, sprinkle some paprika, microwave it 5 minutes till it's nice and soft. Maybe some bread on the side, and that's it. A light lunch, you know, stuff like that. Last week I took my pot. I can't think of the name now. Fryer. I poured some oil. I took 5 potatoes, chopped them up in like, not fries, but like little round potato chips. Dumped them in there. I had that and some veggies. Sometimes I'll cook pasta, have some Italian. So it depends what I'm in. I'm not really that picky. You know. Can anyone suggest me about web design software like Sketch for Mac before Ubuntu? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, Penguin. Maybe Switch to Linux might know. He's more into that, I think. He does web stuff. In fact, I know he does. So I don't know, sir. I'm sorry. Hi,
You know
DT.
what?
Hey,
Just-
how's it going?
Hey, Derek.
Hey.
Just for the heck of it, Derek, did you hear that question?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Web design alternative for web design software like Sketch that's on Mac.
That's for Sketch for Mac. I've never used Mac. I'm not sure what Sketch is.
Okay.
What kind of program is it? If they could.
It looks
Tell
like
me
it's
that.
a web design software. Tell you what, Penguin Pacific. Let me
Yeah.
jump out on the web and see if I can find something.
He's looking for web design software for Ubuntu. Something similar. I don't have a Mac. I'm sorry. That's one of the things I need to buy in the
I'm not
future and learn
familiar
more,
with
but I don't have a Mac yet.
Sketch. Let me see what kind of program it's.
Oh,
English Bob says Inkscape. I have heard of Inkscape. Okay. There you go. Any Linux distro can help. Yeah, stick with the LTS. If you're going to do stuff like that, probably an LTS might be best versus, say, Rolling, if I had to guess. Chuck says Composer with the K. I don't think I'm familiar with I've SeaMonkey. That's a Firefox alternative, SeaMonkey, I think.
Yeah, it's a Mozilla product.
Yeah.
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 it looks
Bluefish,
like
I'm not familiar with, Chuck.
Composer would have to be something that is running on what KDE. I'm guessing
With the K, yeah.
with the
Probably.
K. Actually, Penguin Pacific. I just jumped on Google and I typed in Ubuntu alternative Sketch, and I actually have a link here. Looks like it's going to a web page called Product Hut, and it looks like there's a couple of answers there for you, but this should give you a little bit of a head start. There's
Next
a
time
link
Switch
for
to
you.
Linux jumps on, he does web design as part of his business. He would probably have more to tell you, but
Yeah, he can probably help you. What you can do is when I type that into Google actually default to do Ubuntu Sketch Alternative. So you can probably check with that. It looks like there's some articles out there. You just have to kind of pick and choose. Of course, I don't give any type of guarantee to the link that I just put in. It appears to be safe, but
Yeah, I'm not sure what Sketch is. Composer, I believe Composer is one of these WYSIWYG editors. You know, what you
Yep.
see is what you get. Yeah.
what you see is what you get. Yeah.
I've done web design in the past, but I just do everything in a plain text editor. I don't do any kind of WYSIWYG stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
just in Windows, it was always Notepad. You know, on Linux, it's just whatever plain text editor happens to be
Whatever.
installed. So yeah.
DT, I wanted to ask you, when you re-signed, or not re-signed, but signed up for Patreon, did you get a bunch of emails from them giving you ideas? I mean, I got bombarded with
Yeah.
suggestions,
Yeah.
ideas. It's a bit much, you know.
Yeah,
so-
I think the first couple of weeks I got a bunch, but then
Okay, and it
nothing
stopped.
else.
Okay, I mean, I appreciate the ideas, but I'm like, slow down, Patreon, slow down. I won't cancel again, I promise. You know, at least I think I won't. You
No,
pull
they
another
just
stunt, yeah.
It was just emails about how to
Okay,
set
all
up
right.
the page and just some
Okay,
ideas.
okay, all right, fair enough, fair enough.
It wasn't too many though. I don't remember being annoyed by it.
Oh, I got at least half a dozen, maybe more. I mean, it was, check out this person. And there was one that was misleading. Patreon, if you're listening. Got a little beef with, just a little one. Patreon's okay, it's legit, it's fine, thank you and all that, but how to grow, how they went from zero to like $30,000 in like 24 hours or something ridiculous. I'm like, okay, I'll bite. So I clicked the link. It was a YouTube channel that was already established. They were working for a company. The company got sold. They lost their jobs, and this crew went to Patreon. But they had the built-in audience, a huge audience. Well, of course, if you work for a company with a major audience and they follow you on pay, it's not that big of a deal. In fact, 30,000 is not a lot of money when you're really established, in my opinion. So Patreon, that was misleading.
Are you saying they use clickbait?
Yes, I think so. Now, if it would have said how DT or Toss went from 0 to like 30 grand, now that's a story. Because we are starting from scratch. Even though I've been doing 8 years, but the Patreon, okay, fine, not quite true. The Patreon is not that new to me. But the point is, if it was somebody not quite as popular and it went from 0 to 30 grand, that's a story. But if you're already established, at least that's how I saw it. So Patreon, no more emails like that, okay?
Yeah, but that's got to be a heck of a switch from getting all these what the hell were they, GDPR whatever blah blah blahs.
Yeah.
So you know what, instead of getting 8 of those a day, getting one stupid clickbait thing from Patreon, that's got to be a healthy switch, I'd say.
See, I should do a clickbait title next. Thank Toss for Toskinis, for his wearing his Toskini or something.
Oh man,
I should do that next week.
dude,
Yeah.
we could have gone this whole show without getting that in our head.
Yeah. And you know what my Toskini would be? A sleeveless T-shirt, like a muscle man shirt. That's my Toskini. And they would say, wow, that's clickbait. No, it's family bait. It's family friendly.
And people say things like clickbait is bad. You know, I love using clickbait. It works.
Well, if it's something positive, yeah. I have no problem. Well, I can't say I have no problem with that, but within reason. Within reason, Jay's 2 cents says his expensive each month to run this channel is 20,000. Is that what I'm reading? I don't know who Jay's 2 cents is. Expenses to run, that seems high. 20,000 a month. That seems high.
That's a
depends
lot
on-
of dough.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing, I guess.
I can see 10. Like the equipment, if you're renting a place and if you're traveling on site, live feeds, I could see 10,000 a month. 20 seems a bit high to me. That's why when I was thinking of Brian Lunduk, he wanted to travel and do live shows for like $4 grand a month. It ain't gonna happen. That's not enough, in my opinion. Not to do live shows with an audience because you gotta hire security, you need multiple cameras, lighting, maybe you're gonna travel. $4 grand a month, because keep in mind Patreon takes their cut, right? And there's tax implications. $4 grand a month ain't gonna do it, Brian. God bless if you can. Now, just to run a YouTube channel is probably sufficient, but to do above and beyond that with the live audience at $4 grand a month, I don't think so.
Yeah, but Patreon's got to get their cut. I mean, they provide the
They
service.
provide the platform, yeah.
I have no problem with that. I'm just
It's
saying.
like Google. I hate
Yeah.
Google, but
Yeah,
I understand they have to get a cut of like the super chats and everything. I mean, it's their servers. We're using their hosts. And
Yeah.
they want to take 30%. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, right, because they provide the service and they're
Right.
taking it, but that's fine. But the point I was getting at is to do what Brian wants to do, or I mean, Jay's 2 cents is like, if that's what he does, 20 grand a month should be enough, in my opinion. And if it's not, there's something wrong going on.
Wasn't
But,
Lunduke though? Wasn't he looking at wanting to like rent studio space?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Isn't that one of his deals? He wanted to rent studio space.
Well,
and-
just studio space in a nice area can run you 2-3 grand a month easy.
yeah, and he's like right down the. He's like right down the street from Microsoft's headquarters.
Yeah,
So
so I don't know how. 4 grand, Brian, baby. I love your stuff still, even though you have a paywall, but 4 grand a month, 10 grand a month would probably be a safer bet. Minus the cuts, the Patreon, the tax implications. 4 grand a month, in my opinion, it's not going to happen. But hey, what do I know,
Yep.
Hello, Derp. Happy Father's Day. Yes, happy Father's Day to all of you. For those of you joining in late, welcome to the Happy Father's Day edition of this Total OS Today video cast on Google Hangouts. If you would like to support the channel, you can support us through Patreon and or PayPal. Keegan says you're going to do a distro review video and name it Elvis Found Living in Oklahoma as a Walmart employee named Harold. It'll get 1 billion views.
Uh,
boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I like that.
Now you just got to use some of that clickbait title, like a lot of the news channels do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you won't believe what Toss said. or
Tossing a
you won't
bikini.
believe what
Isn't that-
Tim did next. that
Right.
kind of thing.
Or I should say,
Leave 'em hanging.
or I could put DistroTube has lost his bleeping mind. And then I would explain he loves unstableness. It wouldn't be entirely click, it would be somewhat the truth. You know, it would just be exaggerated, you know. Stuff like that.
Steve English Bob that said, Toss, you can do live shows for $10 a month out of your car in a McDonald's car park, free Wi-Fi. You know what? got a point.
The free Wi-Fi would help if there's enough bandwidth. I could do it in the summer, not in the winter. $10 a month. I would need at least 500 people to donate to make it really worthwhile to go out in the sweat in the summer and do that. But hey, you never know. Maybe people will pay. They'll see Toss sweat doing the show. Today I'm testing a new unstable. Phew, it's hot today with these kernels. Let me tell you. But no.
If you're gonna
Hey,
compile a
it
kernel,
would be different. Live from McDonald's. It's a Toss Today show. Have
if
a
you're gonna
Big
do
Mac.
something like compiling a kernel on a live stream, you need to do it from KFC though, not from McDonald's,
Yeah.
because the kernel. Never mind.
Yes. Stephen Anders, you've been loading music into Rhythm Box for the past 2 hours. What are you
Yes, if you-
loading? Entire
If you have
concerts?
if you have a very large music library Rhythm Box, it's not the thing to use.
Holy
you wanna,
crap.
You want to use something much lighter, like a
Dead
CMUS or well, even Dead Beef, but usually probably something in the terminal, a terminal-based music player.
Oh, okay.
Like I have 130 gigs of music on an external SSD drive, and if I try to load that in Rhythm Box, it might take half an hour for all that music to load.
What
into
about
that.
Clementine? Is that slow too?
Yeah,
I
the
don't
same
know.
thing. Yeah, all those.
Yeah. I don't have that much music, yeah.
But some of these really lightweight terminal-based music clients, they'll load up in seconds. It's crazy how fast some of those things are.
Derp says, Toss said he's going to whack someone. Can you guess what happens next? That's clickbait. I could do a live show for McDonald's parking lot. I'm going to whack the Big Mac, and it rhymes. Whack the Big Mac in my mouth. There, it's been whacked.
You would struggle with a live stream on Wi-Fi though at McDonald's.
Yeah. I probably would, yeah.
Okay.
You'd probably do better off of your cell phone with 4G.
You would tether your cell phone. Yeah, that would be a better idea.
Probably, yeah. But live from McDonald's.
And English Bob is asking me about my laptop. I wiped out Solus and put Antergos on my laptop. It's running great, but the Antergos install sucks really, really bad.
Wow, okay.
So, just pro tip.
The actual install.
Yeah. I've always hated the install because it's a net install. So it takes a long time because you can download everything off the internet. But also in their installer, they give you the option of 8 different desktops.
Yeah.
Don't choose OpenBox. It will fail every time. I tried to install it twice. Didn't work. I even went ahead and tried it in a VM just to make sure, I wasn't crazy. It failed to install it in a VM. So what I did to get OpenBox on Antergos, I did the base install, which at the end of it is just like Arch. You have a command prompt and nothing else, and then I have to go through the trouble of installing Xorg and LightDM and all that. It was an all-day job. I might as well have just installed Arch. So,
okay.
What desktop environment do you have on there right now, Derek?
I put OpenBox on it, which is what I was planning on going with, which they have a pre-configured OpenBox desktop as part of their installer, but if you click on it, and you go through that install, it'll fail somewhere along the way. You'll get about 20 or 30 minutes into the install, and it'll fail every time. And it'll throw up some error. The error doesn't tell you anything. It says code 0. Okay, what the hell is code 0?
So it doesn't give you any intuition as to what.
It's a package. It's pulling down everything from the internet. So some package that it's trying to pull down, I guess it can't get. Probably a dependency problem or something. But it doesn't give me any information about it. So in the end, I just went ahead and did their base install, which is, again, it's just like the base package, the kernel and, all the GNU utilities, but no graphical stuff installed at all. And then you have to go through the trouble of actually installing every single program on your system, just like you would in Arch.
Got it.
It was a complete fail. I would never go through that again.
Okay.
But I wanted to take a look at Antergos. Is the only reason I even bothered with it.
Have you done much digging into it? I mean, is Antergos pretty decent, or?
Yeah, I mean it's basically Arch underneath everything. I mean it's 100% Arch. Uses the Arch repos, the AUR, and all that. So
So it's kind of like, I don't know. Could
it's
you?
basically Arch with an easy installer. Except again, the installer sucks. Uh, so really, Manjaro would be a better way to go for people that want an easy way to get into an Arch based distro.
Gotcha. So it's
Manjaro
kind
is
of like Manjaro, like a -1 type of thing in your
yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
Gotcha.
The Manjaro install is like 10 minutes, and it's not a net installer. You actually download a ISO. Everything's on the ISO.
So it's faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm checking to see if I have any promo codes from Amazon. I get these once a week to share with you folks out there if you want to shop Amazon to support the channel. Let me see what we have here real quick. I have a question for you guys. Both you using it looks like cell phone earbuds to talk on the live streams. What kind of earbuds are you guys? I notice it's just like something that comes out of a cell phone box, but you buy a cell phone, the earbuds.
Yeah, this is something cheap I picked up for like, I don't know, $15.
Okay.
I don't even know the brand. It's not a very good brand of headphones. It's something I use sometimes at the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ones I've got are made by Kicker Audio, the people that make the subwoofers and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I think these were, boy, I think they were like 16, 17 bucks.
It's not USB coming. It says like the two audio. I mean, like the one mic and the one earpiece jack.
No, I can plug these right into my. I use these on my cell phone. The single jack.
But on a computer, it takes one for the mic and one for the earpiece. We get like a splitter, like an adapter.
No. My laptop. This has a single audio in and out, so I don't have a mic in and an audio out. I just have a single port, and I have a single plug on these.
But if you plug it in the mic port, wouldn't just the mic work and not the earpiece? Am I thinking wrong?
If like on a laptop, you'll have you'll have a mic in and then you'll have an audio out. So you can plug a mic into the one side and you can plug, say, speakers into the other side.
Got it. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, my laptop is
okay. Got it.
Yeah, my laptop is just like a cell phone. It's got a single jack port on it.
Okay.
1/8-inch jack, and I just plug these in and I'm good to go.
I was thinking of a splitter where, like in my laptops, I have the earpiece and then the mic where you can get a splitter. And one goes into each. Okay, I wasn't sure. So you're just using basic little cheapy earbuds. Okay, but they sound okay.
Yeah, I don't spend money on earphones because half the time you end up losing them.
Yeah.
I take them everywhere. If I lose this pair of earphones, I'm out $12-15, whatever I spent on.
It's not bad.
My problem is I'll fall asleep and let's take the other side out. I'll fall asleep and these little rubber pieces that go on the ends of them. I'll fall asleep, I'll come out, and then I'll pull the rubber pieces off moving around at night, and I can't find them. Mm-hmm. And I just end up getting another pair of headphones.
Okay.
Now, folks in the chat were asking why I even bothered with the nightmare of installing Antergos that I just described. People were suggesting I should have tried Calculate or Arco or some. Yeah, I needed to install Antergos because Big Daddy challenged us all to run Antergos this week. That's the only reason I stuck with it. So otherwise, I would have put something like Arco on here.
I was going to change to something today, and I couldn't get the gumption up to do it. Yeah. It's like I don't want to. I don't want to.
Too much work.
I don't want to take an hour and a half out of my day.
It had been like 5, maybe 6 weeks since I actually hopped on either one of my machines. I mean, that was a long time for me.
I guess.
Yeah. So I was getting the at a different. Yeah, DT had a different meaning. Yeah. You're starting to twitch a little bit. I can understand though. I kind of get that way. I don't like doing the whole hopping around and stuff. But every so often, it's just like I just want to throw something new on and play with it for a while, and then what do I end up back at? I end up back either with Ubuntu, the LTS, or Mint, one of the two. I always end up back there.
Plus, it's nice doing one of these installs where nothing works right, because I had to spend some time reading the wiki, trying to figure out how to get Wi-Fi set up and everything on this machine. Because again, at the end of the day, all I had was a command prompt. So it took a little while to get this up and running.
Time, precious time, right?
Oh yeah.
I've only done one. I've done one plain vanilla Arch install in my life, and I'll say this: Arch is a good distro. It is solid. Providing you do, in my case, providing I stayed on my updates. But I didn't like having to go through all the pain in the neck of doing the install from the command line. And the one thing I will say though is, without any question, it was a good learning experience. It was a really good learning experience. This and plus, it's kind of it's kind of a pride thing. I kind of patted myself on the back when I got to a desktop environment, and I logged out and finally got everything done, logged out or rebooted, and came back, and I had a working desktop environment. The Wi-Fi worked. Didn't have any problem with sound, and it was kind of a pat on the back. It's like, hey, you did it. Cool. You aren't a knucklehead. Well, I'm a knucklehead, but it was
Perseverance
paid off. Yeah, it was kind of neat.
That's how I did it. Self-taught. I didn't give up. I didn't give up. Yeah. Yeah, right.
Well, you never give up. I mean, you never throw in the towel on these things. It's rare I run into a problem where I can't figure it out within a few minutes. I mean, you just start doing a Google search, or you got one of the wikis open.
Chuck, I'm just looking at what Chuck. Okay, Chuck, thank you. A audio cable splitter, separate microphone, headphone. Yeah, for PC, PS4 gaming. Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that. Some. I was just curious what you guys were using, but okay, cool. Thank you, Chuck. Yeah. I'm just looking at the ticker feed on the top, see if anything catches my eye real quick. Security things in Linux. Well, the best security thing is yourself. So, LXD container host names. I have no idea what that is. We have the latest Ubuntu podcast is out. Those of you who like to listen to short podcasts, 30 minutes or less.
Who's that?
Ubuntu podcast.
Oh.
There's the Mintcast from Linux Mint. They're okay, but not for beginners, because some of those are like almost 2 hours. They kind of drag it out. Yeah, it's for beginners. They're going to go, I mean, I'll listen to it sometimes.
Who are the guys that do the Ubuntu podcast? Who are the regulars on that?
Alan Pope from Ubuntu, from Canonical. Yep. Martin Wimpress from Ubuntu Mate, and the third person, I forget the gentleman's name. I'm sorry. But they keep it short, 25, 30 minutes, get to the point. They start off with hellos and some new stuff, maybe a review. 30 minutes is, for three guys, 30 minutes usually is enough for a podcast. Not visual, just audio.
It's audio.
EB's
taken off.
Yep.
Take care, EB. Have a good day at work.
Okay. Fake earthquake detected in Mexico City after players goal in World Cup match. Whoa. An artificial earthquake was reported in Mexico City that was possibly caused by massive jumps during the goal from the Mexico Nationals. Oh, the goal that won. Mm-hmm. Boy, those people need to go on a diet. That's a lot of weight. No, I don't know. But
it happens at sporting events. You get seismic monitors that pick up small quakes, and it's just people screaming and clapping.
Here's a headline: Gmail proves that some people hate smart suggestions. No, I prefer stupid suggestions. I
like the stupid ones.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure, but okay. If you say so, Google. Diversity at Google hasn't changed that much over the last year. Yes, they haven't hired Godzilla, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. I'm disappointed.
Yep.
Venmo is going only on mobile payments. Venmo, isn't that a donation platform? Is that what that is? Venmo is PayPal owned. Okay. That's what it says. Venmo, peer-to-peer payments app, is ending support for its service. Okay, well, I'm glad I don't use it then. Let's see what else we got here. The president is missing a few finer points on how the cyber works in this novel. I don't know about that one. Let's see what else. Got 360,000 burning a hole in your pocket. Check out the Range Rover SV. No, I don't think I will.
No.
Nah.
Pass on that one.
Yeah. Looks like we lost Tim.
Yeah, he dropped out for a second.
Okay. All right.
There he is.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go, Tim.
I get the Dork of the Day award. I went to go check out Oh My God Ubuntu, and I did it in the
Oh
wrong
my-
tab.
Oh my God, I'm gone.
Oh my God, I did it again.
OMG Tim. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
Tim.
no kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I hear that enough times during the day.
You can
Oh,
now
I'm-
play Track Nations Forever on a. Oh, that's a Linux game. I'm not familiar with that. You guys know that? Track Mania Nations Forever.
You know, I was reading about it on OMG Ubuntu earlier
Okay,
today.
okay.
I don't know Trackmania. I've never played that game. I guess it's an old game though, because
Okay.
it's been around for a long time. But
Okay,
I'm not
all
much
right.
of a gamer.
Okay. Let's see.
On Oh My God Ubuntu, they've got this GPD Pocket 2. This little, I think it's like a 9-inch or 8-inch screen type deal, 7-inch laptop, and it's coming. Apparently, the second iteration of it's coming out. That kind of looks like a neat little deal.
Yeah, but the way phones are getting so big now, and then you got the netbooks and all coming down. I mean, we're running out of that room in the middle, so I'm not
Yep.
sure where this thing would fit in.
I'm seeing someone new dating with hot girl. See my profile, sir, man.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong chat. You need to go to the White House chat.
They've been spamming my channel. I keep reporting them and banning
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
It's been a problem.
Yeah.
Every time I do a live stream, I see this guy
Okay.
dating with
All right.
hot girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Evidently, you're failing because you're joining us.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's strange that you would think you would find better streams to spam than
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at the at the specs on this little 7-inch
Yeah.
dealie. It's got a 7-inch screen. The resolution on it's 1920 by 1200.
Okay.
wow.
How would you be able to see a?
You're not going to be able to see anything on that. Yeah.
You know, it's pretty beefy though. 4 or 8 gigabyte of RAM, 128 gig eMMC 5.0. So 128 gig. I'm not. That's got to be some type of an SSD. I'm guessing, Derek.
Let me see. Yeah, it is. It's at 128 gig eMMC.
Yeah.
It's might be it's probably SD.
Good night, Steve Gerst. Take
Take care,
bud.
Steve. It's got 2 USB 3.0, 1 USB Type C.
Looking at the price on this thing, it's starting at like $5.99. That's kind of pricey for
Yeah, it
such
is.
a tiny little device. Yeah. Now the eMMC, it's kind of like a like your SD card you'd put in a phone. It's kind of like, I mean, it says,
Gotcha.
There's
I
another
mean,
ticker.
it's not like a 2.5-inch SSD.
This is
Got
from
it.
Slashdot. It says here on the ticker feed, gaming companies remove analytics app after massive user outcry. Gee, that's shocking.
A bunch of gamers had an outcry. Wouldn't believe
Yeah,
it.
for the analytics. Yeah, really.
Wow.
Even gamers want their privacy. I know. When I'm playing Super Tux Kart, stop invading my privacy, whacking those drivers with the fly swatter. Still get a kick of that. You have that fly swatter. I'm like, I told you not to text and drive. Whack. There's something about that fly swatter thingy in the game cracks me up.
Watching you chase that fly around the room last night was enough.
You know what? I don't. I think the last whack I whacked it. I think I probably vacuumed it. You know, when I vacuumed the carpet, but yeah, that was like, don't tempt me. Anyway.
Daniel Kovacs is taking off. Daniel, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, okay, Daniel. Yep.
Yeah.
Take care. Thank you. Yeah.
See you, Daniel.
Why don't we check out a few Linux websites and see what's going on? So let's see. Let me get out of that.
Yeah, slow news day for Linux. Huh?
I'm looking at Softpedia.
Let's
Now,
see here.
there's a website that does a lot of clickbait right there, Softpedia.
Softpedia does, yeah.
Yeah.
Debian 8 Jesse has reached end of security support.
Yeah, but I mean, Debian Jesse has been out for
Yeah.
many, many years. Nobody should be on. Yeah,
5 years.
yeah. You should have been on 9. You know, a year ago.
A year
If you
ago,
were-
yeah.
The world's fastest supercomputer runs Red Hat. Interesting. Did I know that?
Yeah, that's that new, what do they call it, Summit or something like that, the Department of Energy deployed.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Latest Deepin, Untangle NG Firewall, Univention Corporate Server. Alessio Fattorini has announced the release of Net Server 7. CentOS, I probably won't be testing that. Let's see, anything catches my eye.
I don't like CentOS either. It's
Yeah,
way
okay.
too stable.
Duh.
It is. It's kind of like rock solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's
know.
like Debian.
That's outrageous. I know.
Boring.
We've had enough stability in our lives. Enough.
Got a question for you guys. There's
Yeah.
a headline on Softpedia. It says
Yeah.
Ubuntu 18.04 LTS users can now install Mesa 18.1.1 to improve their gaming.
Mhm.
What's Mesa? MESA.
Isn't it
That's
the open source
Graphics.
video driver for AMD?
yeah. I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the open source driver for NVIDIA. I'll always run NVIDIA cards. It's called Nuvo, but I think Mesa is the open source for AMD.
I think so. Elementary number 5 on DistroWatch. That's interesting.
It's really strange that they crept up there. I saw that too. They
I
crept
know.
up. I think a lot
Wow.
of people are downloading. A lot of people are looking at the news and saying that what's the new one that's coming out? Juno.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be out shortly, and a lot
But
of
it's
people.
not out. Yeah.
Well, I think, kind of for me, if I see that there's a release coming out, kind of, well, one of the reasons I put
Yeah.
Mint 18.3,
Yeah.
the idea kind of was as well, 19's going to come out pretty quick, so maybe I'll go over to 18.3 and play with it, and then
I find it
install-
hard to believe True OS is number 11 above Zorin Arch.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no way.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
I mean, that whole list is a joke.
yeah.
True
This is
OS
just-
has more users than Arch. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's
It
why
has
this
more
is
users
this
than
is like a
Ubuntu,
guide.
Ubuntu.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Mint, I guess Manjaro, Debian, of course, been around for ages. Of course, Ubuntu. Zorin has gotten, over the years a good, good
18
following.
is endless. Isn't endless OS that like isn't
yeah,
that like
yeah.
a 15 or 12 gig
Right.
or 15
Yeah, it's
gig?
really big.
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't know about that one. Just out of Ubuntu Mate 24, come on, they're better than that. I wonder who's last, just for the heck of it.
Well, they only do the top 100, but they have actually 350
Right.
or so distros that they track.
Parabola is number 100. What the heck is Parabola?
That is a completely free GNU/Linux distribution.
Oh,
That one's actually on the Free Software Foundation's website, isn't it?
they
They
are
actually
free,
endorse that one.
Really? And they are
It's
free.
Arch based.
Oh, and they are free to drop to 100. I don't know, but interesting. Parabola.
What's even what? I'm too lazy to look. Derek, do you know what's actually endorsed by the Free Software Foundation nowadays?
The only two that are worth taking a look at is Triskel, which is Ubuntu based,
Yep.
and Parabola, which is Arch
Okay.
based. They're the only two that seem like they have releases every now and then, and they don't release that often. I mean,
Yeah.
Triskel just had a release about a month ago,
Yeah.
and that was the only release they've had in probably
3-4
2 years. It's been a long time between releases for them. So
I don't even think that was was that a release candidate. In fact,
You know-
I think.
I'd have to look it up. Yeah, no, I think it was a real release. I think it was because they released it. I remember thinking it was odd. They released Triskel whatever version a week before Ubuntu 18.04 hit, so they were still basing it off of 16.04. So why wouldn't you have waited till 18.04 was out?
Right. Yeah. Let's check out OMG Ubuntu. Haven't been here for a while. Let's see what's new.
But there's about 10 or 12 official Free Software Foundation endorsed distros, but the only two you probably ever heard of is Triskel and Parabola.
Yeah.
Okay. The Linux Foundation says we should celebrate Microsoft buying GitHub.
Yeah.
Really?
You know, a lot of people were celebrating that. I remember right after that news broke on GitLab. If you went to gitlab.com, like on the front page, there were like
Yeah.
balloons dropping and stuff, and it
Oh,
said,
wow.
congratulations, Microsoft, for buying GitHub.
Interesting.
Yeah, which, they were sincere in that. Congratulations, because they
Yeah,
made a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
money off of that.
Right, yeah.
I raised that question last night. DT, it's okay. They come out and they say, they're happy about, Linux Foundation is happy about it. What would have that news release said prior to Microsoft's huge donation to the Linux Foundation? I wonder if there would have been a difference.
And probably not from the Linux Foundation, because they depend on these large corporations. I mean, the kernel is basically funded by people like Microsoft and Red Hat, of course, and companies like Samsung and Toyota, and all these big companies that make products we use every day. They're all invested in the Linux kernel. So,
who actually writes Linus Torvalds' paycheck? I forgot.
I don't know.
I mean, probably all these companies that are sponsoring the kernel that
Right.
write these big checks every year. His salary comes out of all that. They're the ones that fund not just Linus, but most of the kernel developers are paid.
Yeah.
If they're not
Well, this
paid
is,
from the Linux Foundation, I mean, they're paid from these companies. I mean, Red Hat has people that they're paying to work on the kernel. So does Microsoft. So does all these other big corporations. So.
oh, it's a snap. Track Nations. Should I try it, DT? Should I?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, all right. Let me see if I can make another fool out of myself. Or I did it. I did enjoy Super. It was fun. We, all of us need to jump online one night, make it a game night. So,
But somebody did a study. I was reading something the other day. It's either 70% of kernel developers or 70% of the code that's written for the kernel is written by people that are actually on salary for some company. Like they're actually getting paid to actually work on the kernel. It's not like it's a community project,
Okay.
So.
How long is this gonna take?
Well, you got to be careful installing software on a live stream too. You can have your stream start buffering when you do that.
Yeah. Let me know if it does, and I'll just stop it.
I'm actually not watching the stream. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, if it's buffering, let me know, guys, and I will.
The resolution's dropped down to about 240p.
Oh, jeez.
If it's not a very big download, if it's only going to take 30 seconds or something, I just keep going.
I'll
but
let
if
it. Yeah.
I think that was it, though. I think that's
holy crap.
Done.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're...
All right. So how do I? Let me go back here. How do I start it?
It should be. It should be up in your menu in games.
Probably. Track.
TM Nation forever.
Let's try it. Here we go. Let's see what happens live. And Track Nations forever is never, because I don't see anything. That's it. Trackmania Nations forever. Okay. Click.
Okay.
Experimental. Okay, there we go. Built with development. Upstream might or may not function as XG. Thanks for telling me now. All right, come on. I get it. Let's start.
You know what? In the little notification there, it says they're hosted on GitHub. So
Okay.
this could be a problem. It's Microsoft owned now. So
Yeah, really. All right. So we got a pop up, and I don't see anything.
It doesn't look like there's anything in your system tray
No.
for it.
No, I'm looking.
You never know.
installed. Yeah, yeah.
maybe it's just taking a minute to load up.
Okay, all right. We'll give it a
don't know.
minute. It could be, yeah.
You could actually you could try looking at
don't-
your
I don't-
system monitor and see if it's
Yeah.
see if it's.
I don't
taking
exactly have a
results.
gaming rig, but
And
let's,
I had an app take like 2 minutes to launch on me the
oh,
other
here
day.
we go. Here we go. Something popped up.
Oh yeah, it's configuring wine is what it is. Wow.
Oh.
So it's not even really a native Linux app. It's a
Hmm.
Windows app.
Then I'll just use Windows. It's downloading something else.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's setting up wine. You see, it's a .exe
It's a
file.
.exe.
That's a Windows
Jeez,
executable.
really? It says snap.
Well, Derek, you know this thing's gonna go to. This thing's
All
gonna
right,
go to
you know what?
man,
I'll keep an open mind. I don't like to say this sucks for Linux, but I will try live.
Well, it was nice talking to you guys tonight
Yeah, really. Why do I have two here?
because
Maybe
it's
it's-
trying extra hard.
Yeah, I would close one of them. I think it's
Yeah,
trying
there
to.
we go. Yeah, okay. It's like doing okay. All right. I'll keep as a Windows user. I'll keep an open mind. I've had criticism. Well, you didn't give it a chance, Toss. I'll give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Yeah.
You know.
And I hate people that do this. They package something for Linux
I
and
know,
they say it's
yeah.
for Linux, but when
And
you
it's
start
not.
installing it, it's just a
I
wine
know.
wrapper.
Just
around.
tell me. Just
Yeah, just
or
tell us
maybe,
up front.
Or maybe it did say that. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it did and I missed it. I don't know. Did it say
Madhouse
that?
Jack just dropped a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyone know if there's a way to change the font on the UI for GIMP 2.10?
I mean, doesn't it respect your system fonts?
That's kind of what I would.
Let me pull
Thanks.
mine up.
I think if you change your system fonts, that should.
Yeah, it's
It should
definitely
respect
it's respecting my system fonts because it's using the same font as my system fonts. Now, if he's asking how to change his system fonts, that would be different depending on what distro and what desktop environment he was running.
All right.
Madhouse Jack has
16s.
said he installed GIMP 2.10 with a snap.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I can say this from a perspective not with GIMP, but another application that I use, and I installed it as a snap, and just screwing around, I installed it with a snap. And
File is corrupt. Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. What do I have here?
It is a
a
Windows
blue
program.
screen of death.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Where's Clippy?
Madhouse,
Where's Clippy?
Madhouse
Okay.
when I installed the one snap for another application, it had a lot of problems.
How do I get out of this
respecting
crap?
fonts.
When he mentioned Snap, yeah, sometimes Snaps don't seem like they respect your theming and stuff. So it could be a problem related to just Snaps.
Okay.
Toss, where'd you go, dude?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Your audio's fine.
All right. So how do I get out of this crap?
No, Windows has you. You can't come back.
There's a menu.
All right. Let's go to monitor. Oh, God. See,
you
this is
go-
what Windows are using. Windows are saying, forget about it. This is where you give Linux. Okay,
I'm
let's
looking
get
at-
rid of wine.
I'm looking at the wine screen at the live at the stream screen,
Uh-huh.
and there's this a blue screen with your menu popping up every so often.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
this-
your system monitor.
This is embarrassing. Great. A blue screen of death at Linux. Ha ha.
Mm.
Oh, God. All right. Let me see if this will kill. And why is it still blue? What am I missing here?
Plug and play exe.
Oh,
Go to
okay.
that.
Okay. Kill.
Services exe.
All right. Jesus. Christ. Linux.
You see the wine cup that says Explorer? I'm assuming that's Internet Explorer. You need to kill that thing.
Yeah, kill that
Uh,
some Mueller or whatever the heck it is. Yep,
Yeah.
right there.
This one. Okay.
Yep.
All right. God, I feel like I'm doing surgery. which in the way I am. What else do I need?
God, that killed your. Now, did it kill your desktop or did it just screw with your wallpaper?
I still have the system monitor up, but what am I missing here?
I don't know.
Let's see here. Chromium. There's a lot of Chrome running, but okay, I'll keep that up. This is why you don't do experimentation live.
There you go.
This one,
Yep.
okay. All right, let's try that one.
Hey, toss.
Hey!
Yep, that's
There
it.
it is.
There you go. So that be a lesson to you gamers. Do not use Linux, period. Unless you do a SuperTux card, then you're going to be safe. All right, well, Trackmania literally crashed. Haha.
It did.
Yeah. Let's,
And people always ask me, why don't I do a video discussing wine on my channel?
Yeah,
That's
right,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
It doesn't work. Wine is garbage.
yeah, yeah, it's, if you got to use Windows or Mac, just use Windows and Mac.
Yeah.
You know, that's all. Let's see if SuperTux card, let's just see if we can get this to run better on this machine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give it a shot.
It's a better game anyway, probably.
Probably, yeah. I'll drop down the resolution. Let's see here. Let's go heights, options. Drop this down a notch. Let's go back. Yeah, I kind of like this throwback. So
Do you play this with a keyboard or a mouse?
keyboard. I use the arrow keys. We'll go intermediate. We'll go this one. Let's do this one.
How come those ones up above were locked? Is that for a paid version?
I
or
guess you
something?
got to get a higher score, I think. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
No, yeah, you got to unlock the tracks as you go. You actually have to win some of these races, Toss.
Right,
to
right,
unlock
yeah,
them.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Let's try Nessie's Pool. And let's see how this plays. If this really buffers bad, let me know. Is this okay to watch?
I'm gonna pull it up. Let's see.
Stream seems to be running okay.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Okay.
What are you streaming at? At 720p?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your machine should be able to handle that, no problem.
Yeah, that's what Hangouts defaults to, and that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I threw a bowling ball at him. Well, the sound's coming through my earpiece.
Steve Anderson has said that Super Tux Kart greatest game in the world.
Oh, I tried to whack him with a basketball. The plunger.
It's got a toilet plunger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
This is
attach
really
it.
a funny,
Uh-huh.
cool game. Yeah. Yeah.
But why are you playing Super Tux Kart, but you're playing the BSD demon? You're playing
Oh,
the,
is that what that is? Oh, what
the
do I
character.
know?
You're. It's hard to tell, but I think
Oh
so.
yeah, that's a little
Okay, all right.
BSD.
Well, you know.
That's the
Oh.
BSD.
Okay, all
devil
right. I don't know. I
demon
just like the red
character.
color.
Yeah.
The basketball. You missed me. Nah. He got the other guy, see? The plunger. Oh, I missed.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you little.
You got cupcaked.
Yeah. I got a horn. All right, the plunger again. Let's see. I got him. Oh, I thought I got him. Yeah, this is running okay.
TSM.
Oh, I got plunged. Oh,
Yeah.
you little.
They're pulling you back.
Yep.
Oh, little birdie saved me. How nice. I have a basketball?
Yeah.
All right.
DSM that said you can unlock all of the tracks. He said he Googled it. They said they Googled it a few years ago,
Uh-huh.
but they forgot which file to modify.
Oh,
And that's the great thing about open source. You just start hacking
Yeah.
on the code.
right. Whacked him with the cupcake.
What kind of graphics card you got on this?
Oh, it's built in the. This is my Lenovo
Oh, so it's
integrated
using the
graphic.
Intel integrated.
Yep.
Intel.
I mean, whatever's in there. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Yeah.
Scott Langgood joined in. He said, "What's up? Watching from the couch on my phone."
Ah, okay. Super Text Card. Check it out. Great game. Great, you little bleeper.
Can't you get this for? Can't you put Super Tux Card on an Android phone?
Got
I don't
yeah,
know.
they have it in the Google store,
Do they?
the
Okay.
Google Play Store. Yeah. I've never played it on my phone, but I know it's there. I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm just using the arrow keys on the keyboard. It seems responsive. Bowling ball. Oh, I missed. Oh, I had 3 bowling balls. I suck. Jeez.
How come you
Let's
got a
pl-
parachute on?
Finished the race. I came in last. Ah, you little. Okay, one more. Let's try the dark one.
Yeah, I joined a stream earlier today. DOS Geek was doing a stream. He was doing some gaming. He was doing some first-person shooter game called Ballistic Overkill,
Okay.
and I ended up in the same server with him. And
Okay.
I cannot do first-person shooters to save my life.
Yeah.
There were like 12 people in this
Oh.
room, and I was 12th place at the end of each
I
round.
got pretty good with Halo, over the course of a few years.
As we're watching Toss drive around here.
Oh,
and
come on. Bowling ball is his butt. There we go.
throw
Got
bowling
him.
balls.
There we go.
Don't forget to hit a thumbs up on the video.
Oh, I missed. DT, have you played this?
Yeah, I've played a lot of Super Tux over the years.
Okay.
Back in the day, Toss, you remember before we had games on Linux, before there
Yeah.
was Steam, we really didn't
Yeah.
have anything other than Super Tux Card.
Yeah,
That was
or
really
or
the
or,
only
the-
thing.
or the little penguin game, sliding down the hill.
Yeah, well, that's called what is it? Extreme Tux or
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Other than that, and then all those
Right.
Quake games like
Right,
Open
right.
Arena and all that. Yeah.
Right.
That's all we had.
Oh, I got plunged. Oh, you little. This is like a poor man's Need for Speed.
And to be honest, all those old games that we
Yeah.
had before Steam, they're still great. I mean, even
Are
today,
they?
if you pull up Open Arena, I mean, it's still basically like the original Quake game. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just super fun. And
Okay.
Weren't you were doing some of those some streams on Zero AD, weren't you, DT?
yeah, that's a really nice
Yeah.
game too.
If I was going to start the game, if I was going to do any gaming, that kind of be what I'd probably look at.
Yeah, it is great. The problem is I cannot beat the computer in that game
Mm.
at all. I've never beaten the computer in any of those single player games.
I remember the last time I bought the premium version of Zorin.
Uh-huh.
They had some wartime game. I forgot the name of it, and then they had another one I think called 2100 or something. And I kind of
Yeah.
looked at those and kind of played around with them a little bit, but I never took the time to play any games.
Ah.
God
knows I don't need to. I spend enough time on the computer doing foolish things.
Wrong way. I don't care. I'm
But
going to
if you
lose
like
anyway.
If you like strategy games, Tim, Zero AD is great for a real time strategy.
Is it?
You like turn based strategy? Check out Battle of Westnoth.
Okay.
That's more, turn based. You take a turn, then the other character takes a turn, instead of real time like Zero AD, where you better, not mess around. You need to start doing stuff right away.
hmm
Got 3 plungers and no one to plunge with. Hmm.
Scott Langgood said I had to put down my PC today. LOL. Windows 10 died on me. Got a new hard drive and installed Mate.
Okay. Cool.
Jeff Pearson says Zero AD runs great on low spec hardware.
It does. It's fine on integrated graphics. The problem is once you have a lot of characters on the screen, like if you have like 100 people in your army that you build, it starts slowing down a little bit, noticeably.
Jeff Pearson also said Warzone 2100 is another good one.
Yeah, that's the one you were probably thinking of, Warzone.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, was Zorin.
Well, I suck. And that's a look at Super Tux card. Yeah, it's fun. It's free. Yeah, I'm playing it on a Lenovo I bought in 2012. It had Windows 7 on it. Still, well, I don't have Windows 7 since I upgraded to Windows 10. But yeah, it's just a simple, reliable 3.1 gigahertz, 6 gigs of RAM in this one. Integrated graphics. It seems okay. I think my next one, I'll probably look at a gaming rig, so I know it can do gaming and video. The video rendering. But this one seems okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my new ThinkPad and see if I can do any kind of streaming from it, just to play around with it.
I got to get that little 10-inch HP thing in your hands one of these days, Derek.
Yeah,
I can't get it to boot, and I don't know if I screwed something up because I put the first time I tried to boot it with a USB stick with Linux on it. I didn't realize that this thing was 32-bit, and I had a 64-bit. God, what did I have? 64-bit MX17, and it tried to boot into it, and it wouldn't. It came across, and it actually said something along the lines is reading 64-bit OS or something like that. So I shut it off, and then when I tried to boot it back into the Windows 10 starter or whatever it was on it, I just get a black screen.
You don't get any kind of BIOS. You can't get it.
No. Nothing.
Yeah, it may be a problem.
I'll try screwing around with it. I'm not going to waste the time sending it to you unless I can at least get to the BIOS. Yeah. If I can get to the BIOS, then maybe there's something you can do with it.
I did a search for the best Linux games for this year. We have.
I guess we could try to. I don't even know if you could find it. Flash the firmware and try to put a new BIOS on it, but that's hit or miss sometimes. It either works or it doesn't. If it doesn't work, it's basically it bricks your machine. So.
Tales of Maj'Eyal. I'm not familiar with that game. The Dark Mod. Nope, don't know that one. Critical Mass. Rings a bell. Torx 3D racing game. Okay.
Yeah, Torx. I remember. Yeah, that's a very nice racing game.
Is it? Yeah. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That's what you tried to play? Counter-Strike?
Yeah, that's what I play a lot on my streams. Okay, it's actually a really cool shooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zero AD. All right. Number 6. Number 7. Hedge Wars. Don't know. Dream Chess.
Hedge Wars is a free and open source too. It's in the repos.
Okay.
Is that like Sonic the Hedgehog or something?
No, Hedge Wars isn't that the clone of the old Worms game? I don't know if you guys remember Worms. I think Hedge Wars. I'd have to look that up. I haven't played it in many years.
I have to try Ancient Aliens, the game. It's on Android. It's hosted by the guy with the 220-volt hairdo, like this. Like he got zapped. What's his name? He's Greek, Papalopoulos or something, but he hosts that game, and it's free. I have to check it out. Nexu is number 9 on this.
Yeah, that's a shooter. I think that project's been dead for a long time.
Okay. Dota. Defense of the Ancients.
Oh yeah, Hedge Wars. Hedge Wars turn-based strategy.
Okay.
Free and open source. It's going to be in the Ubuntu repos.
Okay.
Kyrie Holmes has a question for you, DT.
Does OpenBox have compositing options? OpenBox does not have a compositor built in. You need to install a third-party one. Most people go with Compton. It just works. So you're on a Debian or Ubuntu system, sudo apt install Compton. And then, you need to add that to your auto start file, just Compton, or open up a terminal and type Compton and hit enter. You'll have compositing.
Linux Air Combat. Sounds like fun.
One of the distros that I used a few years ago was a guy from over in the UK, I think maybe Isle of Man, who was trying to build a distro that was kind of a mix between having like a Chrome OS and Linux. It was called Chromixium.
Yeah.
And then he got into he had some troubles with Chrome coming after, or Google coming after him and saying, hey, you know, naming conventions, this, that, and everything else. So he renamed it to Cub Linux. And then that project went dead. And I think the Farron OS guy was going to re-release it, I think, as like Phoenix Linux or Phoenix OS or something. But
I've heard of Phoenix OS. I haven't looked at it, but I have seen that name mentioned a few times. Phoenix OS.
You can find a blurb about it on the actual Farron OS website. There's a blurb about it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's when you go to look, if you're going to look for it, Derek, if you look, there's the one that the Farron OS is doing is different than another one. There's two Phoenix. One is called Phoenix Linux, and I think the other one's Phoenix OS.
Yes. Yeah, that's the problem. I've searched for it before. One of them is an Android clone, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's the one I always get when I do a search.
Yep. But I understand the Farron dev has been going through exams and stuff, and he's been doing a lot of studying and whatnot. And I really hope he can get that off the ground, because as far as a lightweight desktop environment, you know, it was a window manager. I think it was OpenBox, and it ran Compton, stuff like that. And I really liked that OS. Of all the lighter weight ones that I've ever ran, I really like that one.
Yeah, I'll try to check it out if I can find it.
Those of you who have stuck around, we're going to do, I'm going to finish this up with some Church Bulletin bloopers for tonight, okay? Some more that I found, so we'll have some fun here. Open Jedi, Open JK, Jedi Knight Academy. I'm not familiar with that one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never heard of that game either. Yeah, everything I find in Google on Phoenix OS though is this Android clone. I'm not seeing anything else. So.
Let me see if I can find it on the Farron website. It's like there's a small blurb on the Farron website, and I don't know if it has its own dedicated.
No, I found it.
Website.
I found their website. It's at Phoenix Linux, all one word, .weebly.com.
Okay.
Is that what it is? Okay. And I
Continuation of Cub Linux. Yep.
And
Chrome OS like customization of OpenBox.
Okay. Yeah, I really hope he can get that. I hope he can get that running. Really like that OS. I was really disappointed when the lead developer he kind of gave it up.
Yeah, I'm going to bookmark this thing and check it out when I have some time. Steven says he's looking at an 8-core CPU with 16 threads. What CPU are you looking at there?
Yeah.
Is that what the new
AMD?
Yeah. Is that what the new i9s are?
No, the i9s, I believe, are 16 core.
Okay.
Surely he's not buying an i9 though. Those things are priced at like $2,000, and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
To be honest, they're not worth that kind of money.
Yeah.
You have to be doing some serious stuff to be needing that.
Well, with the new AMD chips that are out there, they really just blow the i9 away, especially compared as far as price. There's really no need to buy that i9.
Yeah.
Because AMD is about to release a new Threadripper that is 32 core with 64 threads. And it's probably going to be priced similar to the i9 or a little cheaper. So again, why would you buy the i9?
Right.
So,
Right.
Yep. Yeah, Steven says it's a R7 1700 AMD.
yeah, that's one of the Ryzen chips. Very cool.
Okay.
Jeff Pearson said Compton fixed my XFC screen tearing. Good deal.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people run Compton with XFC. They turn off the compositing from the XFC window manager, and they'll use Compton in its place sometimes.
Tomorrow's cities, will the bike become an urban must-have? Off the ticker. Urban spaces are congested and polluted. Yeah, bikes can work, sure. Kaspersky Lab halts European cybercrime work. Interesting. All right, let's get out of the ticker. Enough of the ticker.
And about the cores on that i9, looking
Yeah.
it up, it varies. I see 10 core, 12 core, 18 core CPUs for the i9.
Okay.
But again, very soon AMD is going to, I think AMD already has a 24 core CPU, and they're about to do 32. So,
But yeah,
it's been a bad year, though, for Intel in the last year with all the
Yeah,
chip vulnerabilities
Right.
and everything.
yeah, I know. Oh well, they'll survive, I guess. Nothing's perfect, so. Let me get out a few things here. I don't need that.
Hey,
anymore.
Tosh, you have an Amazon link for these people looking to buy some hardware?
Let me see if I have a promo code for that. Good question. Let me
Yeah.
take a look. I don't know.
Because if these folks are looking for new
Yeah,
hardware, yeah,
right.
you should
Let
post
me
a link
see.
in the chat for them.
Let me see. Let me go to the page here and see what we have.
Heather said she's got first place on Tuck's cart toss.
Oh, show off.
Mhm.
I'm going to practice. Let's see, what do I have here for promo codes? Let's go to active. Currently active. I have codes for beauty, clothing, kitchen, clothing, home, automotive, cell phones. If you like one of these, just type in stop. Cell phones, kitchen, clothing, patio, automotive, miscellaneous, sports, toys, home and garden clothing, sports outdoors, tools and hardware, computers.
There we go.
But this might be computer accessories, not computers. Let me see. Oh, this is like for cables and stuff. Okay, unless you're looking for a cable, but it's not on actual computers. It's computer category. That's what it is. Let me move on here.
Well, if they're
Gourmet
looking to buy
food.
something off of Amazon, they can click on any of those links.
That's
It's gonna-
true.
It's going to put a cookie on their system, and it doesn't
You
matter
know
what they
what?
buy.
I'll give you the link. Yeah, that's true. You'll have to do it, but I'll give you the link for this computer accessory thing and be my guest. Sure, I can do that. Yeah, it makes. Yeah, I guess that'll work. I don't have an actual computer, but here's the link for that if you'd like to shop on Amazon. There you go. But I'm not seeing hardware specifically, but you might be able to catch a deal on Amazon. Gee, a lot of links here.
Matter of fact, I bought a SSD for that new laptop I've got coming in
Yeah.
the other day. And you guys, that do YouTube channels, y'all put out these Amazon links.
Yeah.
One of y'all got paid when I bought that SSD. I don't know. It might be you. It might be Michael over at Tux Digital.
Right,
It might be
okay.
Big Daddy because I'm always clicking y'all's links.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if anything else.
Just depends on whose cookie is on my browser.
Right. Yeah. Yep. A lot of clothing stuff.
It's
Yeah.
where you can get a hold of your Toscini.
Yeah. Thank you. Jeez, a lot of clothing. All right, I'm tired of looking at that. Okay. Father's Day stuff. Well, Father's Day is almost over, so. All right. Let's see. Where was I? All right. Let's do some church bloopers, and we'll probably wrap this up around 11:30. How does that sound? Heather wants to play against me on Tux. Okay, we'll do it one of these weekends live. How's that? Watch me get beat up by a lady. That's cool. Let's see. What do I have here? Something I haven't read before. The Lutheran Men's Church, men's group. The Lutherans Men's Group will meet at 6 p.m. Steak, mashed potatoes, green beans, bread, and dessert will be served for a nominal fee. Oh, God. Um, let's see, what else do I have here? The church is glad to have with us today as our guest minister, Reverend so-and-so, who has Mrs. so-and-so with him. After the service, and their last name is Green, after the service, we request that all remain in the sanctuary for the hanging of the greens. Yeah. This I read, but this is cute. Scouts are saving aluminum cans, bottles, and other items to be recycled. Proceeds will be used to cripple children. Oh God. Let's see. For those of you who have children and don't know it, we have a nursery downstairs. God. A bean supper will be held Saturday evening in the church basement. Music will follow. That's so classic. Classic. Oh, God. Let's see. Anything else here I haven't read before? Mrs. Johnson will be entering the hospital this week for testes. God.
Don't people? Is that autocorrect or is that people that's not?
It doesn't say, just bloopers. They didn't pay attention. Let's see here. The Reverend so-and-so spoke briefly, much to the delight of his audience. Let's see here. I'll finish up with this. This one I've read before. Tuesday at 4 p.m. there will be an ice cream social. All ladies giving milk, please come early. And I'm going to end it on that high note or low note, whatever you want to call it.
Demonetized.
Demonetized. I don't even know if this one's monetized or not.
Well, we weren't actually talking very long before you went live.
Yeah, right,
So
right. Yeah.
that probably cut the chances of it being demonetized down a little bit.
Yeah, you didn't have EB on the stream either, so
True. He gets automatically demonetized, probably. Happy Father's Day, Stephen. Yes, happy Father's Day to everybody who joined in for this Father's Day. I should have done a search. What do fathers prefer for technology gifts? I should have done a search for them, just out of curiosity. See, I want a combination phone shaver. Zzz, I'm getting a phone call. Hello, I got to shave. Goodbye. Zzz. Huh? You watch. That's coming.
Give it a couple of years. Apple will do it.
I know. Phone shaver.
it'll be one of the iHome products.
They'll charge $1,200 for it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Heather Brown says fart music. Oh, and the church thing. Yeah.
The bean supper.
The bean supper.
It is the musical fruit. The more you eat, well.
Anything else in the chat? And we'll wrap this up.
Does anybody have anything that they're going to try to jump to this week?
Yeah, I've made my jump.
How long is that challenge that
I ain't jumping.
Well, till next weekend. I'll report back to the guys over at Biddle on Big Daddy's podcast, and then something else other than Antergos is going on this machine, so I probably won't keep it.
Who got what for the? Now his challenge was everybody download Antergos and everybody pick.
Well, they were like, Antergos. Yeah, the installer has like 8 different options for desktop environments, so everybody's like, well, who wants what? And I said OpenBox, of course. I think Das Google, he wanted i3, of course, and Michael at Tux Digital, he's a KDE guy. Rocco, he loves GNOME. So everybody's just going to do what they like, and then we'll see how it goes. Somebody's got to get stuck with the Deepin edition. I don't know who's going to do that.
No, thank you. Tried it twice. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Or the Cinnamon edition. They do a Cinnamon edition. So.
Still forget about it.
Yeah. Well, that's how Antergos got its start as a Cinnamon distro. You remember they used to be called CinArch. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. Now I got Linux Mint Cinnamon on my other ThinkPad 18.3, solid. Once I got Brazero working, I can burn CDs. Hello, Ben. Ben, you're coming in late. I'm going to wrap this up here in a minute or two, but welcome. Peppermint OS, Kyrie, I recommend it. I was live streaming with that with 768 megabytes of RAM, less than a gig of RAM on Peppermint, and it worked on my ThinkPad. Yeah, I'm just going to about to end this, Ben. Yeah, I went swimming today, and I ate too much, and I'm tired. But thanks for stopping by, though.
I didn't
So
swim.
what you hop into, Toss?
I think the next one I'm going to test, in terms of testing hop, might be Q4OS, Debian based.
You'll love it.
Give it a shot. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
curious
I think
about that one.
You'll be surprised at
That one I think you can do a net install or just drop the ISO, right? Yes?
it's not a very big ISO.
Okay, okay. That's what I might hop to test. I was thinking about that one.
What's
But
the
as-
catch with them? With Q4?
They use the Trinity desktop environment, which is a fork of the old KDE3 desktop.
I
So
don't think
it's
I
a
would
full
like that.
desktop environment. It's very
Okay.
similar to what
Yeah.
KDE was back in the day, but
I
it's
would probably
really
try
light. Like
Different
on
desktop
boot, up,
environment, yeah.
on boot up, it's only using like 200
Yeah,
megs
yeah,
of RAM.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's just blazing fast.
That's
Based on
what caught
Debian
my
stable.
attention, yeah.
Yeah.
It's light, yeah. But that's probably what I think I'll try
And
next.
Toss loves stable distros, so it's based on Debian stable. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Tux Card Challenge is on Toss. Okay, well, DT's got to try. At least DT.
Yeah.
Tim, if you want to get in on this.
I will, you know what? I'll spectate.
Okay,
I
all
will- I
right.
will
Okay,
Yeah, I don't mind embarrassing myself. So
okay.
I
Maybe
just don't
next-
want to. I just don't want to take the time to. That's the difference.
Anthony, I just noticed you got monetized. Oh, it just happened? Okay, cool. Okay, YouTube, I'll take about $5,000 to upgrade the office, and we'll call it even. How does that sound?
yeah, does
this
TuxCard have multiplayer?
Yeah, it does. Let me
I'm
look
pretty
at it
sure,
real quick. Yeah, then I'm going to wrap it up. I'm tired. Let me
I'm not
take a
sure if
look.
they have public servers or if we
I don't
have
know.
to. One of us has to host the game. I've never actually tried multiplayer.
Let me.
on-
I'll tell you what. Let me get out of it. I'll screen share. You guys can take a look real quick. Let me do that, and then we'll say goodbye for 2 nights. All right, let
Hey
me
DT,
screen share.
well, I got you there. Can you do me a favor? Can you look? You're on Antergos, right? Can you look in the repositories and see if Vivaldi is in there?
Yeah, Vivaldi's definitely in the Arch repos.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
In the AUR or the actual Arch repos?
No, I'm pretty sure it's in the actual Arch repos.
Okay.
Well, you know what? It's not free software, so it might be AUR. Let me see. Vivaldi is definitely in the AUR. Let me see if it's in the standard Arch repos. No, it's not. It's AUR. So
It's in the AUR.
yeah,
You know,
but
just
the
for the
package
heck
is
of it-
called Vivaldi. So just
It is. Okay.
yeah.
Did you happen to catch the version of it?
The one that's in, you know what? I'm running it right now. I can just look it up in the terminal here. Vivaldi version. Let's see. Actually, that did not work. Let me just actually look in the GUI here if I can find it. I'm not sure where anything is on Vivaldi, though,
Yeah, I was kind of looking through settings.
because I never use it other than this Hangout. Let's see.
It looks like the current version on their website is 1.15.
Yeah, in the AUR.
On the website, it's 1.15. That's what
Yeah.
I downloaded onto Mint. This be interested to know what's in the AUR.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
it.
have
1.15.11,
options. Go there.
and it's
Yeah, you have to connect to the internet, but it looks like we can go online to play this. Okay, you have to go to the options and click connect to the internet. So it looks
Yeah.
like it'll work. Yeah.
I think you're on the latest there.
Okay.
You're on 1.15.
Yeah. 1.15.1147 or something.
That's it. Yeah, that's the latest on the AUR. That's the latest on the website too, I think.
Just for the fun of it, I may jump over to Manjaro for a few days just to have some fun.
Yep.
See if I can bust it.
Yeah, trying to find anything in the UI here in Vivaldi is a little complicated. Like it doesn't
Yeah, it
have
is.
a normal. It doesn't have like any kind of normal menu system like you'd expect in something like
Yeah.
Chrome or
It's just got that gear thing down on the.
yeah. And I'm not sure what that does. I've pressed it a couple of times and it gives me a ton of options, but it's confusing because there's so many options.
Mhm.
It reminds me of KDE. It's like the KDE devs got a hold of Vivaldi and too many options.
All right, so you got to create an online account. All right, so it looks like, yes, you can play this online. I won't do it now, but okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it looks like you have to host the game and then we have to join.
Okay, all right, maybe we'll try that next week. Sounds good.
I think that's the way Zero AD still does their multiplayer. If you guys wanted to play Zero AD against a real person,
Ah,
I don't think they
Okay.
have public servers yet. I think, but they do have multiplayer if you want to connect, to somebody else's machine, play on.
okay, cool. All right, let me go to this. All right, last call for comments, and we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, I'll get together maybe with DT. We'll set up a night, and we'll go from there. Probably next weekend if I had to guess, so we can try it and see how it works out.
One criticism with Vivaldi, why I can't get any information about it in the terminal, Tim,
Mhm.
they didn't write a man page.
Oh, they didn't.
Oh, what kind of, Linux program doesn't have a man page? That's ridiculous. Not in 2018.
That's really stupid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, right now I'm kind of. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like it as a browser. It works really well. And I've been having problems doing the Hangout stuff on Chrome and Chromium.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it looks
Whatever
great. I'm impressed with it too. Every time I pull it up.
Mhm.
Checking my Facebook notifications. One of my relatives lost her husband years ago to cancer, raising a child by herself. God bless her. Anyway.
Speaking of which, I noticed a post on Reddit earlier, the r/Linux Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one of the lead devs of PC Linux OS is about to pass away from cancer too. He actually posted
geez.
on their forums, basically telling everybody bye. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
Okay.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why today, at Father's Day, it's not perfect, but I count my blessings with one child I have, Michael, and it's been up and down, just like anybody else, But I count
think
my blessings. Yeah.
Didn't we lose a YouTuber recently? Don't call me Lenny. Is that his name?
Yeah. One of the Linux YouTubers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Lenny that passed away? Or?
Was it? No,
I
it
thought-
was.
No.
No, it wasn't Lenny. It was somebody else.
I'm pretty sure Lenny is still around. It was somebody else though.
Midfinger, I think.
yes.
Last year. Midfinger. Okay.
Okay.
Mark G, first time catching you. Wow. Just for you, Mark, I'll stay on a few more minutes. We have a custom here. Anybody new? Please say hello to Mark G. Thank you.
Hey, Mark, hey, just finished a system exam for
my
bachelor's.
bachelor's. It's good to have Linux and you got awesome.
Very
Awesome,
cool.
Mark. Wow.
Very cool.
Nice. Which Linux environment or desktop or distro do you have, Mark? Or do you dual boot? Nice. Yeah, welcome, Mark G. Welcome, absolutely. I use Ubuntu Mate, Linux Mint, Mate. Actually, all three Linux Mint, now that I think about it. Mate, XFCE, and Cinnamon. Yeah, because they just work out of the box. I know it's boringly stable according to DT, but hey, it works.
Yeah, Mark G, the guy that's on here, the one that
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of hair. He likes stuff that breaks.
Uh,
That's
the
not
quicker-
entirely true.
see, DT's not being completely transparent. He's lost his hair from the stress of unstable distros.
Pulled it all out.
I'm afraid to grow it.
Ah!
No, I don't want to grow it out because I'm afraid it's all going to be gray now. So
Just use some coloring and you're good.
yeah, but shaving.
I'm
a lot
about to
easier.
do some coloring,
Mhm.
highlighting anyway. You
Yeah,
know
you know
what?
what?
I try to let
I'll-
it grow, but I have to scratch and itch. I can't. I have to shave after like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, I just have to.
You know what? I'll let the day I go to install Gen 2, I will color my hair.
It'll automatically turn white from the stress. So
And I'll have
Yeah.
to color it.
That Gen 2 install's not that bad though.
Time consuming.
Well, I mean, if you've done that Arch install, the Gen 2 install is very similar. You read the wiki and just follow along. It takes a little longer because things take longer to compile. But as far as the steps, you're going through about the same number of steps, maybe a few extra things, but it's
Okay.
not bad.
Mark, may I ask which university that you go to? If that's okay, you have Ubuntu, Mint, and Kali. Interesting combination. I love Ubuntu. Well, I loved Unity. Ubuntu GNOME's okay. Which university? Because they forced you to install Windows. I'll call Uncle Guido in Sicily. Tomorrow you're going to be okay without Windows. Don't worry about it. No, but which university, Mark, if I may ask?
I'm surprised
Jeff-
he didn't have a MacBook being a university student.
Yeah, really.
That seems to be what most people, yeah.
Jeff Pearson, I think he was referring to UDT. He'll grow up someday and just want his computer to work instead of fiddling with the OS.
No, I've been there. I've had my computer just work before. I've moved on since then.
Gets a little boring, does it?
Victoria University. Victoria, Canada? Quebec? Where's that at?
New Zealand, he says.
New Zealand.
Oh,
NZ.
nice. And you're from New Zealand. Nice.
He's a Kiwi.
Yeah, we got PC TLC, Colin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another YouTuber for you to check out, Mark G, would be PC TLC, a gentleman named Colin.
Is
does a lot
Linux
of-
big in New Zealand or somewhat? That's awesome. Wow. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely. Yeah. Please thumbs up the video, share and subscribe and support the channel if you can. But awesome. Absolutely. Nice. Cool. New Zealand. Beautiful country from what I've seen. Beautiful country. Yeah. Yep. I would be. I guess I suppose I could still use Unity. It's not officially gone away yet. But I'm going to stay.
I
with
don't
my
think it's
Ubuntu
ever
Mate.
going to.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I
Well,
think
it's been
somebody's
forked. Someone else has. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people will keep
But,
it alive.
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, the
Like-
1604
mentioned,
was the
Q4
best.
OS.
Yeah.
Q4 OS is
Yeah.
essentially KDE 3.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to ever let KDE 3 die, and we're already on Plasma 5.
Yeah. I know. Really.
Right.
Looks like Heather's taking off on us. Heather, have a good night.
Take care, Heather. Thank you for stopping by.
See you, Heather.
Um,
I wish I knew what to do with Kali Linux. Mark mentioned he used Kali. All those penetration testing tools and all those hacking tools. I can't get into all that. It confuses the hell out of me.
I know that there's got to be a use case scenario for him.
Yeah.
It's just, God, what would a guy like me ever use with Kali unless I wanted to, self learn. But with all the security penetration stuff and everything else,
Yeah.
I suppose from a user standpoint, which more or less is what I'm in, yeah, maybe it would be kind of neat to audit my own Wi-Fi and stuff, my own network at home. But
Yeah, I guess
Why?
I could see the point in that. You try to test the security of your own systems on your network, maybe. I don't know.
mhm.
only one Mark knew about Ubuntu in the university in the course. Only one person, really? Wow.
Wow.
That's sad.
Have you been found out? We won't say anything.
If these were computer courses and none of these people had ever heard of Ubuntu, that's a shame.
Okay, if you want to be anonymous, do not share this channel, the stream. Is that fair? Sorry. You know. Hey, if anybody bothers you, you just text me. I'll take care of it. Black Arch, Anthony. Okay.
Yeah, it's another pen testing
Okay.
distro. Yeah.
You did a run through on Parrot not too long ago, didn't you?
Yeah. Parrot's another one.
Okay.
Well, gentlemen, I hope you had a happy Father's Day today.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm ready to
Same
wrap
to
this
you.
up. Mhm. Listen, everybody who joined in the chat, thank you. As usual, happy Father's Day to anybody, to everybody, rather. These are always fun. Let me just say that I've been using Linux since '06. As some of you know, it's been a complete ride, a fun ride, a joy to go from that to this. And yeah, this is a wonderful. I posted a short clip of last night's show. The Linux community is a worldwide phenomenon. It really is. It really is. And if enough good people get together, they can shape the future, shape a better future. And maybe this is the start of that. Something like this. Getting different minds, together. For the greater good, for the common good, as I call it, for the common good of humanity, considering all the crap that's going on in the States and in the world. It's sad sometimes, but there is hope. So thank you, all of you. And yeah, please do subscribe if you haven't. Share, like, support the channel if you can through Patreon and PayPal. And let's change the world together.
Don't forget to have a look. Don't forget to have a look at DistroTube.
Absolutely. Take out DT. Yep. And his unstable tests. they are fun to watch, I have to admit.
They are.
I don't know how much longer he'll be doing that, but they are fun to watch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to shut it down soon. We're just gonna have to go back to like Debian Stretch or the Ubuntu LTS.
Yeah. Sometimes when things go unexpected, like yesterday doing stuff with Super Tux card and streaming at double digits, barely. Ooh, yeah. It was fun though. Mark, thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the chat on the next one. Usually every Friday nights for sure. As soon as I get enough, supporters for the channel, I'm going to have a set schedule to make it easier for everybody. How does that sound? So, that's it. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Take care, guys.
All right.